Hi guys. Okay, so I'm supposed to be going on a run right now, but it's 50, 100 million degrees outside. So I'm putting it off. It's 2 p.m., so I'm probably going to go just a little bit later in the day so it's not so boiling. But when I just previewed the video that I uploaded yesterday about my triathlon a couple days ago, I noticed that in the video I said I was going to explain what Carbo-Pro is, and I didn't, so I'm going to. This will just be a quick video. Let me say first, I am not being paid by either of these products. I would love to be paid / sponsored by these products, and because I love them, but you'll notice that my explanation is not very scientific because not being paid. This is just what I use, what I love, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's awesome. Okay, and these are made by two different companies, so they would probably not want to share the little commercial. Okay, so this is Carbo-Pro, and my first experience with Carbo-Pro was a triathlon called the Turkey Tri that I did a couple years ago, and my father, who I call the Cranium, and my sister, the Cyborg, they came with me. They drove me up to the triathlon, and they were not registered. They just came to cheer me on, which was very nice. And before the race, they whipped out this little bag of white powder and said, okay, and they were talking to each other and plotting my nutrition. And to that point, I had just sort of gotten to triathlons and drink water and go, go, go. No, this, so my dad and my sister mixed it with, I think, some diluted Gatorade, and I drank it half an hour before the race, and then I had some in my transition area. This is rocket fuel, okay? It is, what it says is immediate and sustained energy, Carbo-Pro. It's pure complex carbohydrates. But the reason why it's immediate is because it's already broken down and your body can absorb it and use it immediately. So you drink it and then you can use it. Whereas if you're trying to get energy from solid food or things like that, your body has to break it down and pull the nutrients, and then you get the benefit, and by that point it's too late. So this is amazing stuff. It's made it's made for triathletes. Right here on the little emblem there's a swimmer, biker, and runner, so it's kind of cute. But you know, you can use it for any endurance sport whatsoever. So this says before, during, and after. So I'll take a little bit before, and then during. My father, when he did his first Ironman, I think it was his first one, his first Ironman, he used only this in various dilutions. Like you can, it's powder, so you mix it with water or with whatever, sports drink or something, and you can make it stronger or, you know, less strong by how many scoops you put in. He used only Carbo-Pro for his entire Ironman, and that's, you know, for the average just age grouper doing it, not the pros. The pros do it in like 8 hours. It was insanity. But for the average age grouper, you're going for 15 hours, you know, somewhere between 14 and 17 hours you're going. And he literally only used this the entire time. So this stuff is awesome. You know, it says the during right below here. It says get the required amount of calories per hour per pound of body weight. So it has it all calculated out here. You know, there's a little graph, and it says, you know, you weigh this much, you're training for this long, you need to have this many scoops, and spread it out, and then you hydrate throughout, and it's just it's an amazing fuel. Okay, so you can go and online and read more about it because my explanation is not scientific. Okay, it's just awesome and rocket fuel, and now I would not race or do some long endurance training without it. So Carbo-Pro. Then in the last not this one I just did 2 days ago, but the one before that, the one where I won my age group and I got second woman to finish overall. Right after that race, I had really pushed in that race. It was just a sprint, so it was a short triathlon, but I had really pushed all out, and I was so incredibly like crossing the finish line, and my calves were screaming, and I just felt like, wah! I just was not feeling like wow, that was easy. No, it was really hard. And I had gotten just a single serving packet. So you can go, if you want to try it, you can go, like you could go to Triathlon Lab, and if you're not in the area, like the LA area, you can go online, triathlonlab.com, I think it is, I hope. And they even ship internationally, so you can go and get these nutrition products at an online triathlon store, the Triathlon Lab. So, but I had gotten just a single packet to try for the race because I read about it, and what I read was that it was developed by a student during his senior project at Cal Poly. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And right after it was introduced to the market, it started winning all of these awards, you know, best recovery drink, you know, best new nutritional product, you know, it says on here what, best nutrition product of the year, and things like that. So there's some science involved in this, and I will explain to you really quickly, sort of in my own layman's terms, why this is awesome. This is a powder also, and you mix it with a cold beverage, and you drink it after you finish exercising. Okay, so either when you finish a race or when you just go out for a run and you come back and you drink this. And the reason why is this is a very perfect ratio combination of protein and glutamine. Can't say it very well. But it's restoring your muscles and allowing them to rebuild. And you know, they always say like eat protein within an hour after you work out and it's going to rebuild your muscles. But if you eat solid food, it's not really going to break down to what you need within that short window. It's a very short time frame that theory works. So immediately after you exercise, the cells in your muscles are, all of the receivers that can take in nutrient are open wide, and they're like, give me nutrients, we need it, we're broken down. So you break down your muscles, and then they open up and say, give me the nutrients, and they try to pull nutrients that you've given them or not. If you give them the right nutrients, then they'll absorb it, but then it's a really short window. You know, it's within an hour. This says 30 minutes, so you're supposed to drink it within 30 minutes. And then that window closes. Those windows of the cell, they close, and until the next time you work out. So if you really want to have less soreness, that race, I tried my individual packet, I drank it, and I'm not even kidding you, I don't know whether it was a psychosomatic reaction or not right then, but I feel, well, first of all, it tastes awesome. It's really refreshing. And I felt really rejuvenated, and I didn't feel like I was starving and all of those things that I feel like after I work out. And my muscles were not sore. Later that day, the next day, they had relaxed and they felt much better. So I hustled my butt out and bought a whole thing of it, and now I use it after every workout. And what it has done, aside from, I mean, because you really can't measure it's rebuilding your muscles and all of that, although I really do believe it is. What I benefit is, I used to go out, like I posted on Facebook one day that I went out and I ran 8 miles and then came home and I ate everything in my whole entire kitchen. Well, that's what I was doing. I was like, oh my gosh, my muscles, everything was like, give me food. But if I put my little 2 scoops of this in some cold water or cold diluted sports drink or something, then because it's got the protein and all of those things that your body is like searching for, then I wasn't hungry. I didn't come home and eat like 50 bagels and, you know, whatever. So it has helped me not overeat and feel sick after workout, and it's just an awesome recovery drink. So, fluid recovery, and I think it's cool that it was developed by a student. I don't know, I just think that's kind of cool. They have a bunch of flavors. My personal favorite is called Berry Treasure, because it sounds like buried treasure, but it's berry like blueberry. Berry Treasure. So this is the after exercise. So what I'm using for all of my Ironman training nutrition is Carbo-Pro for the before and during. And even though this says that it's for after too, I kind of love this. Okay, so fluid recovery. They also have fluid that you're supposed to take during, but I don't use it. I use this. Fluid Recovery and Carbo-Pro. These are it. Now, these, set them aside. On race day for the Ironman, I'm thinking it's going to take me 15 to 16 hours to finish this race. I would love to be able to use just Carbo-Pro the entire time and mix it with different, you know, flavored drinks or whatever. But there is a thought of, if I have, if I have this mixed in a heavy dilution, like really, you know, there's a lot in my water bottle and I'm using that for my caloric intake during the ride. And so say I have it on the back of my bike in a water bottle or in between. What if I lose that water bottle? What if it falls? What if I lose it? And now I don't have my nutrition. Well, along the way, they offer in these little aid stations along the way, they give you little nutritions, and they'll give you GU, which is a brand, it's GU, GU, little, they're really goo. I mean, it's a perfect name because they're, to me, kind of gross because it's goo. It's like really gelatinous, blah. But they're power-packed nutrients, and they're in this little thing, and you rip it open and you squeeze it and try to choke it down and then drink lots of water. GU also makes these things called chomps, which are kind of glorified gummy bears. They're like, they're not in the shape of bears. If they were, that would be really cute and I would want to eat them a lot. But they are just little squares, and they have electrolytes and things like that in them, and you're supposed to drink water and have these little chomps. So my point is, if for some reason I fail in keeping a hold of or keeping track of my nutrition and I'm feeling during the race, I'm going to have to take on board some of their offerings, some of the GU products. Now every race has different products. They'll give like hammer gels or other things. There's a million nutrition products, literally, like, wow, like hammer gel products. There's, I don't know, like a million things. So I looked on the website to find out what would be offered, because if I get to the race and I've never put a GU product in my body and I really need it and I take it and it makes me sick, then I'm racing 15 hours and I'm like throwing up and sick. No, thanks. So even though these are my preference, I will try to incorporate throughout my training for this Ironman some GU products. So if I go on a long ride, I might be able to take a GU or a GU chomp or something. That way my body kind of acclimates and says, okay, I will accept this. And yeah, so this was a much longer video than I intended it to be. I just looked at, oh my gosh, I think it was like 15 minutes, I don't know. Okay, so Fluid Recovery, Carbo-Pro. If you want to check out any of the nutritional products for endurance or just for athletes in general, you can go to the triathlonlab.com. Or you can go, they even have some of them, like the GU products, just at your local like sporting store, like Sports Authority or something like that. Okay, I guess I should go run. It's 100 million degrees, like, I don't know, like laser beams coming down from Africa. I don't know, I'm gonna die. All right, okay guys, so if you guys have questions about these, you can leave a question on my Facebook, or Triathlon Lab has a Facebook presence, and you can put in a question and they answer it like immediately. So there you go. Okay, bye guys.